Um, we should be recording. And if you're here, you do not need to upload anything onto the video page that I made. We're going to start with, well, let's just look over this material first. So we want to see, given 4 points, do those 4 points form a square? And a square has the following properties. Opposite sides are parallel. Adjacent sides, which means sides next to each other, are perpendicular. The length of every side is the same. And the diagonal lines, the ones that join opposite corners, are also perpendicular. We'll need the distance formula and the slope formula. And I would like to do activity 3 together. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Jaden. Daniela, can you see me now? Daniela. Okay. All right. So this third activity, we have 4 points that we need to graph. Let's see. 4,5. One comma 8. Four 7. And 7 4. Look at some. Actually, let's do the second one together. So let's go to the second page. Let's do activity 2 together, and then y'all will do 1 and 3. Okay. Some students are having trouble seeing me, so that's unfortunate. So let's see, activity 2. Could somebody read me the points for activity 2? Let's see. That's 1 negative 2. Negative 2 2. 2 5. And 5 1. Okay. So these are the steps I want y'all to take. The first thing we want to do is graph these 4 points. Let's see. Let's graph them. Let's see. Point 1. I'm going to make the grid a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so where am I going to plot 0.1, 1 comma negative 2?
To the right and then down 2.
Very good. All righty. And let's make 0.2 this purple color. Where is 0.2?
The left up 2.
Good. Oops. All righty, and let's see. There's Daniela again. For 0.3, let's use this light blue. Where do I go for 0.3?
To the right, 2 up 5.
Excellent. Somebody just texted, so let me see if it might be one of you guys. Yes. Someone needs the address, so let me get the address for us really fast. Oh, there, she found it. Okay, good. All right. Okay, and then point, no, not that color. 0.4, let's make this not this color. I want blue, 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 blue. Or how about a different green? I can find a different green. Is that different enough? No, it's not. I can see that it isn't. Let's use this pink color for 0.4. And where is 0.4?
To the right, 5 up 1.
Excellent. So we always have to graph the points first so that we can see which sides we're going to measure. So we want to connect those dots. Here's Carrie. Okay. Can you all see this color? Does that show up?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It was perfect, as you can see. All right, so now it's easier to see which sides I need to find the slopes of and which sides I need to measure to see how long they are. So do I need the slope between P1 and P3?
No.
That's right. What do I need? What's one of the slopes I need to find?
P3 and P4.
Okay, good. Because P3 and P4 have an edge that might be part of a square. So we want to find, sorry, this is always complicated. Participants. Where are participants? There we are. Okay, we want to find both the slope between P1 and P3 and P4 and the distance between P3 and P4. So we need the slope between P3 and P4, and we need the distance between P3 and P4. We've got 2 points, and neither of them is labeled 1, neither of them is labeled 2. Which point do you want to put first? In other words, which point do you want to have playing the role of the second point? Does it matter?
No.
That's right. It doesn't matter. We just have to decide. So do you want to let P4 be the second point or P3 be the second point?
P4.
Okay, good. So we're going to say that P4 is X2 comma Y2, and that makes P3 X1 comma Y1. And the formula for slope is Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1. So for us, what is Y2?
-4. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead 1.
Oh, good. And Y1?
Take away 5.
And X2?
5,
And X1?
2.
All right, good. In the numerator, in the top, what do we have? What is 1 minus 5?
-4.
Good. Why? Why is that -4 not +4?
Because 1 is lesser than 5.
That's right. 5 is the larger number and 5 is negative. Good. Okay, and 5 minus 2.
3.
Good. So let's record right here that the slope between, and I'm just going to write 3 comma 4 equals -4/3. Now, remember, we also need the distance between P3 and P4. So let's remember that the distance formula is X2 minus X1 all squared plus Y2 minus Y1 all squared. And it's the square root of all of that. Well, we've said that X2 was 5. Let me see if I can zoom this out a little bit. There. So we said that X2 was 5 and that X1 was 2. And that Y2 was 1 and Y1 was 5. Okay, 5 minus 2.
3.
3.
And 1 minus 5.
-4.
Good. Three squared.
9.
And what is a negative times a negative?
Positive.
And 4 times 4.
16.
Excellent. 9 plus 16.
25.
Awesome. And the square root of 25.
5.
So we can record up here that the distance between 3 and 4 is 5. Okay. Let's find the slope between P1 and P2. Should that be the same or the negative reciprocal of the slope between P3 and P4?
Which points?
So between P1 and P2,
Oh, it should be the same.
good, okay, good. So let's just get this extra piece of paper. So we have that P1 is 1 comma negative 2, and that P2 is negative 2 comma 2. So the slope between P1 and P2, and you can write that if you want, just the slope between 1 and 2. Which one shall we have? Well, let's just let P2 be 2 and P1 be 1. So this is X2, Y2, and P1 is X1, Y1. Okay, and what is Y2?
2.
And Y1?
Negative 2.
What do I have to do?
Parentheses.
Good. Let me see what this question is. Y'all can hear me, so not everyone can hear. Okay, let's see, X2.
Negative 2,
Excellent. And X1.
1,
Marvelous. What do we have to do if we have a negative in front of parentheses?
It becomes a plus.
That's right. So 2 negatives in a row become a positive. So this is 2 plus 2 in the numerator in the top, and negative 2 minus 1 in the bottom in the denominator, and 2 plus 2.
4,
And negative 2 minus 1.
negative 3,
Good. That doesn't look the same as negative 4 over 3. How can I make it look the same?
put the negative on the 4.
Good, very good. Okay, that's lovely. So we have our first possibility, first confirmation that this might be a square. We have that the slope between 1 and 2 is the same as the opposite side, 4 over 3. We also need all of the sides are the same length. So let's see, the distance between 1 and 2. What is X2?
Negative 2.
And X1?
1.
Thank you. And Y2?
2.
Thank you. And Y1?
Negative 2.
Okey doke. We have both numbers are negative, so we're going to add them. Negative 2 minus 1 is
Negative 3.
and what do we do if we have 2 negatives in a row like this?
Becomes a positive.
Good. So that becomes 2 plus 2 And 2 plus 2 is
4.
lovely. Negative times a negative,
Positive.
and 3 times 3.
9.
Good. 4 times 4.
16.
And 16 plus 4, 9.
25.
Yay, and let's go over to 25.
5.
So this is lovely. We have that the distance between 1 and 2 is the same as the distance between 3 and 4. So the distance between 1 and 2 is 5. Which other sides need to have the same slope?
Side parallel.
P2 and P3.
P2 and P3 and
P1.
P1 and P4.
4.
excellent, excellent. So let's find the slope between P1 and P4. And let's write down that P1 is 1, negative 2. P4 is 5, 1. And do you want to let P4 play the role of the second point?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, groovy. So Y2 Y2
1.
and Y1.
Negative 2.
What do I have to do?
Parentheses.
Lovely. And X2.
5.
Good. And X1.
1.
Lovely. If I have 2 negatives in a row, what does that mean?
Add.
Good. In the numerator, in the top, we have 1 plus 2. In the bottom, in the denominator, we have 5 minus 1. 1 plus 2.
3.
5 minus 1.
4.
Awesome. So we have that the slope between 1 and 4 is 3 over 4, and let's record that. The slope between 1 and 4 is positive 3 over 4. And let's go ahead and find the slope between P2 and P3. If this thing is a square, what should that slope be?
3 over 4.
Very good. So let's see, P2 is negative 2, 2, and P3, yes, P3 is 2, 5. So let's see, the slope between 2 and 3. Do you want to let P3 be the role of the first point?
I would like for it to be.
Okay, good. So let's let P3 be X1, Y1, and P2 be X2, Y2. So what is Y2?
Oh, 5.
Almost.
Okay, wait. Y2 is 2.
Good. And Y1,
5.
X2,
2. I think
Negative 2.
negative. I flipped them. Darn it.
it is fine to flip them as long as you're consistent. You'll get the same answer.
I flip out consistently.
That's okay. And then X1.
2.
Good. Positive 2 and negative 5 have different signs, so we subtract 5 minus 2 is,
3.
and since the 5 is larger, the answer will be,
Negative.
Negative.
very good. 2 and 2 have the same sign, so we add 2 plus 2,
4.
and the sign of the answer will be,
Positive.
they're both
Negative.
negative and we're subtracting. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
alrighty. And now we've got a negative divided by a negative.
It'll become positive.
Good, very good. So that means that the slope between 2 and 3 is 3/4. And are we happy about that?
Yes.
Yes.
I am.
Good.
Best news all day.
The slope between 2 and 3 is 3/4. So the opposite sides are definitely parallel. What else do we need though?
Distance.
So we need to find the distance between P2 and P3 and the distance between P1 and P4. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. I've got the 1 and 4 information here. So let's find the distance between 1 and 4. And let's continue to let P4 be the second point. So we need X2,
5,
X1,
1,
Y2,
1,
and 1.
-2.
Thank you. 5 minus 1,
4,
and what did we say we have to do if we have a negative, 2 negatives in a row?
become a positive.
Good. So this is 1 plus 2 squared, and what is 1 plus 2?
3,
4 squared?
16,
Thank you. And 3 squared.
9,
And 16 plus 9?
-25.
Awesome. And the square root of 25.
5.
Okay, awesome.
5.
So this is wonderful news. We've got 3 sides with a distance of 5 between the points. So the distance between 2, did we just, oh no, the distance between 1 and 4 is 5. So we have 3 sides with the same distance. And now let's find the distance between 2 and 3. And that we had the information over here. So the distance between 2 and 3. And let's keep this labeling. Let's let P2 be X2, Y2, and P3 be X1, Y1. So what is, I'm gonna move one row. Distance between 2 and 3. What is X2?
-2.
Thank you. And X1.
1,
Almost. We're using P3, which is 1 comma 5. I mean, pardon me, 2 comma 5. So here, X1 is going to be 2. What is Y2?
2.
Thank you. And Y1.
5.
-2 minus 2.
-4.
2 minus 5.
-3.
A negative times a negative. Is that positive or
Positive.
good? And 4 times 4.
16.
Negative times a negative again, still positive. 3 times 3.
9.
Do you see that the numbers that we add for the distance will always be positive because we're squaring them? And we've seen this same sum several times. 16 plus 9,
25.
and 25, the square root of 25.
5.
Yay! So we're almost there. We have that the distance between 2 and 3 is 5. So all the distances are the same. We know that the opposite sides are parallel. We need one more thing to prove that these 4 points make a square. What is that one more thing?
The lines to be perpendicular.
Very good, very good. We need all of the sides that are next to each other to be perpendicular. So that means we need the line, we need the slope of 2, 3, and the slope of 3, 4 to be opposite signs and flipped. And then another way that we can prove that two slopes are perpendicular is multiply. So if the slope of 2, 3 times the slope of 3, 4, if that equals -1, then we're golden. Well, what was the slope between 2 and 3?
Three over 4.
Excellent. And the slope between 3 and 4?
-4 over 3.
Marvelous. And do you see if we multiply across, what do we get? What is 3 times -4?
-12.
Awesome. And 4 times 3?
12.
A negative times a divided by a positive,
Negative.
and 12 divided by 12.
1.
Yay! So we just proved that the sides between P2 and P3 is perpendicular to the side between P3 and P4. Do we need to do any more if we know that opposite sides are parallel?
No.
That's right. That's right. We just showed that two sides that were next to each other are definitely perpendicular. And since every other side is parallel to the opposite side, they're all going to have to be perpendicular at the corners. So we can put a little square at each corner. And that means that the 4 points, 1, -2, -2, 2, 2, 5, and 5, 1 do form a square. Oh, here we go. Yes. Any questions about that? Because now you're going to work on your own. So I want you to do this first activity and then do the third activity. Plot the 4 points. So let's just look at the first one. Plot the 4 points, figure out which of the slopes you need to find and which of the distances you need to find, just like we did. So we didn't need to find all the distances or all the slopes, just the slopes between the points that make an edge. And we're not doing this last step right now. Okay, great. So find the slopes between the sides that may form a square, and find the lengths of all the sides that may form a square. And we know that for a square, the opposite sides have to be the same, parallel, and that two sides that are next to each other or adjacent, the product of their slopes needs to be -1, and all the lengths need to be the same. Can you see all the formulae? What I'm going to do is stop the recording here so that the students who are watching later can just do this activity. And I want you guys to feel free